What's up guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a debut deck profile. Today I'm going to be doing a Crystal Beast deck profile. Now this deck is a lot of fun, and I have to emphasize they have taken this deck miles beyond what it was before the second Millennium Pack. This deck is pretty crazy. I've done some really nutty plays with this deck, making a couple of different crazy cards that I will mention during the profile. But before we get into this, guys, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell down there. And I really quickly want to give a shout out to my best bud, Todd. I really appreciate it, Todd. You know, this deck is his favorite deck, and I kind of made this deck for him. And I just want you guys to quickly, if you got a couple of minutes, go down there into the description, and his Twitch is going to be down there. He's an aspiring Twitch gamer, so you guys should totally check it out. I even go out there and play with him sometimes on his Twitch. Probably about at least 3 or 4 nights a week, I go out there and actually play on Twitch with him playing Fortnite and different games like that. But we play quite a lot together. So guys, please go check that out. I really appreciate that. So let's get straight on into the deck profile and see what I am playing. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. So Sapphire Pegasus, when it's normal summon, you get to place a Crystal Beast monster in the back row, which Crystal Beasts all share the ability that if they're destroyed by battle or by card effect, you get to place them in the spell or trap card zone as a continuous spell card, which is pretty darn cool. It kind of saves them. If you guys have ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, you'll understand why, because Jesse loved his card so much that he didn't want them to go to the graveyard and be destroyed, so he got them to go to the spell or trap card zone as crystal cards. So all the Crystal Beasts share that ability of going to the back row when they are destroyed by battle or by card effects while they're in the monster zone, which is pretty cool. But he places a Crystal Beast in the back row. Usually you want to put Ruby Carbuncle back there so you can special summon them all back. And then we play 1 copy of Amber Mammoth. His effect is kind of irrelevant, but if he makes an attack, if your opponent, when another Crystal Beast monster you control is targeted by an attack, you can make it attack this card instead. Not a big deal. It can make you save a couple of life points, but he's not the best Crystal Beast. Then we play 2 copies of Topaz Tiger. We're kind of just playing him for the name, to be honest. We're playing 2 copies of Topaz Tiger. If he attacks an opponent's monster, he gains 400 attack, which is pretty darn cool. Then we play 2 copies of Cobalt Eagle. Cobalt Eagle is when once per turn you can target 1 face-up Crystal Beast card you control, return that target to the top of the deck, and if this card is destroyed, and then it goes on to that other. But that's pretty good. You don't use it all that much. We usually use it for overlay plays, but I figured 2 copies was the optimal number of that card. We play 1 Amethyst Cat. She halves her attack and then can attack your opponent directly. Well, she inflicts half damage to your opponent, so you usually inflict like 600 points of damage to them. It's probably the worst, in my opinion, of the Crystal Beast, but it works for what it needs to do, because we're summoning the Rainbow Over Dragon. That is the main focus of this deck, is to summon Rainbow Over Dragon. Then we play 1 copy of Emerald Tortoise. Emerald Tortoise's effect is that you can target 1 monster you control. That attack this turn, change that target to defense position. That's pretty cool. It can save your monsters from being, killed by battle or something like that. Really important to have him. He's one of the better ones as long as you have him in defense position. He's pretty good. And then we play 3 copies of Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. This is the bread and butter of the deck, in my opinion. When this card is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast cards as possible from your spell or trap card zone. So if you fill up your entire back row with like all of these, you can special summon out 5 monsters at once. It's like crazy pendulum summoning from the back row with just 1 Ruby Carbuncle. And we play cards that allow us to instantly special summon Ruby Carbuncle from the back row, like Crystal Promise or Crystal Beacon or something like that. That allows you to special summon it from the deck or the field to activate that ability. And then I play 3 copies of Rainbow Dragon because it's really easy to get Rainbow Dragon resolved. And get all of these in the graveyard with just 1 card that is searchable by multiple means in the deck. If I was going to do anything to this deck, I might drop 1 copy of Rainbow Dragon. That's the only thing I would do to this deck besides, just playing it as is. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into these spells and traps. But I emphasize a lot Rainbow Dragon is pretty crazy because it's an instant. If you have 7 Crystal Beasts with different names, you can instantly special summon it to your side of the field. If they're in the spell or trap card zone, field, or in the graveyard, you can instantly special summon this. And we have a card in the deck that sends them all to grave by all the different names. So we play 1 copy of Monster Reborn. It is the only card in this deck that is not hollowed. I wish it was, because I could say this deck is entirely hollowed, but that's the only one that is not. Crystal Abundance, this is the one big OTK maker of the deck. If you have 7 Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap card zone, you can send all 4 of them to the graveyard, send all cards on the field to the graveyard, and then, after you do, special summon as many Crystal Beasts as possible from your graveyard up to the number of cards your opponent controlled that were sent to the graveyard by this card effect. Which is crazy, because you can OTK your opponent just off of Abundance, which is really, really good. Another one is Crystal Blessing. You can target up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard and place them in your back row, so it can make other cards that you have live. Like if you have a Promise in hand and you have Blessing, you can target like a Pegasus and a Carbuncle and put them back in the back row, and then summon the Pegasus with a Promise, and there's just crazy combos with that. We play 1 copy of Crystal Release. Crystal Release is really good because you can equip it to a Crystal Beast monster and it gains 800 attack. And when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. That card's really, really good and really, really helps a lot. The next card which is my pretty ultimate rare value. That's first edition. I love that card. That's one of my pride and joys that I own, because that card was really expensive at one point. You activate only when you control 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap card zone. Your opponent selects one of the Crystal Beasts, sends it to the graveyard, and then you draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. It's almost it kind of is a +1. I mean, you're sending 1 to grave, but it was already destroyed and you already used it, so that's not a big deal. So that's why you kind of get to draw 2, which is nice. And then for the final we play 1 copy of Crystal Tree. Each time a Crystal Beast monster is placed in the either spell or trap card zone, you can place a crystal counter on this, and then you can send it to the graveyard to take a number of Crystal Beast monsters from your deck equal to the number of crystal counters on this card, then place those monsters in your spell and trap card zone. So it helps your Abundance become live. Like if you get 2 counters on this and you have an Abundance in hand and you have 2 Crystal Beasts in the back row, you can send this to the grave, make your Abundance live by giving you 2 more Crystal Beasts in your back row, Abundance, and then special summon like 4 Crystal Beasts on your field, or 5 sometimes. So that's really, really good. Then for the 3-ofs, we play 3 copies of Crystal Beacon, which is crazy good. This card was way before its time. You can special summon a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon a Crystal Beast monster you control from your deck, which is pretty good. Usually you're going to summon Pegasus or Carbuncle off of this, but you have to control 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your spell or trap card zone to activate it. Pretty good, not that bad. Really good card in the deck, needs to be a 3-of. Then we play 3 copies of the new card, Rainbow Bridge. Rainbow Bridge is really, really good. It lets you add any crystal spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. That's why we play a bunch of 1-ofs, because you can add any of them to hand with Crystal Bridge or with Rainbow Bridge. Really, really good. I'm glad they did not name it Crystal, because people would have been putting this in like OTK decks where they would, or like Exodia decks, like with Toon Table. They fixed their problem with Toon Table, where Toon Table can be searched by another Toon Table, and then Toon Table can be searched again with another Toon Table, which is just stupid in my opinion. It's just really dumb. They shouldn't have done that, because it made the deck card go so expensive. Then we play 3 copies of Crystal Bond. Crystal Bond is the most expensive card in the entire deck, I think, at the moment, and for good reason. It's the newest short print from Ancient Millennium. This card's effect is that you get to add a Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand, then place a Crystal Beast monster in your back row, which is really, really, really good. It lays out a bunch of different plays for you. Then we play 3 copies of Crystal Promise. This lets you target a Crystal Beast monster in your spell and trap card zone and special summon it. Usually you're going to summon Ruby, which is even on the card. But that's it for these spells and traps. This deck is really good. I have to emphasize that enough. This deck is really good. It's not meta, but it's really fun to play at locals. You could win a locals with this deck. Like, it's that good of a deck now. like Bond and Bridge and the new Rainbow Dragon and the new Crystal Magic, Ultimate Crystal Magic, has made this deck go beyond the limit of what it could have been. Like it feels like a completely different deck. So then I play 3 copies of Torrential Tribute because Crystal Beasts go to back row, and it surprises your opponent when you bombard them with a Torrential Tribute. So that's why you play 3 of it. And then I play 3 copies of Ultimate Crystal Magic. When a Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can send 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from your hand, deck, or face up from your field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster from your extra deck. It's treated as a fusion summon, so that's this guy, Rainbow Overdragon. And then if a face-up Ultimate Crystal monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, place any number of Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard face-up in your continuous spell or trap card zones, which is crazy good. So that's it for the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. We'll move pretty quickly through the extra deck because there's not a lot of explanation needed besides the Ultimate Crystal monster, which is 2 copies of Rainbow Overdragon. This card kind of has the original effect of Rainbow Dragon, that you get to banish 1 Crystal Beast monster from your graveyard. This card gains the attack of the banished monster until the end phase of the turn, and then this has a quick effect that you contribute this card to shuffle all cards into the deck, which is really, really cool. All cards on the field into the deck. Which is really, really nice. If your opponent like does something crazy and they're about to kill your field, like Dark Hole, you can use that and shuffle everything back. It's kind of like a reset button. But really, really good. Really love this card. This deck is so easy to link summon in that I'm just going to start laying link monsters out. We play a Borreload because it's easy to link in this deck. Sor Yugioh just to get the cards that we need. Again, really easy to link in this deck with Carbuncle. Firewall Dragon, again, really easy to link, and it allows us to get more monsters on board. Decode Talker, just to kind of climb if we need to. We'll leave it on Decode Talker to prevent our cards from being destroyed. Proxy Dragon, really easy to link into Proxy Dragon in this deck. We play a lot of Earth monsters, so that's why we play 2 copies of Mrs. Radiant. Underclock Talker, because it's a link to, like, you can climb into Firewall Dragon and have it co-linked really easily in this deck. Like, really easily. Then for the XYZs, we play a Tornado Dragon just to pop back row. Baguska to stall out. 62 or 82 Heartland Draco because everything is considered spell and traps when they're in the back row. So this can attack directly, and it doesn't have... you can detach a material from it, and it can't be targeted by attacks, which is really, really good, as long as you have a continuous spell on the field, which is nice. And then Castel and Ice Beast Xeraphine. You can make Ice Beast Xeraphine with double Cobalt Eagle, which is why I play double Cobalt Eagle, because this card is a walking skill drain, and this is easy to pull off. Really easy to pull off, because you can search it and then summon it, or normal summon it, or put it in back row with Pegasus or anything like that. But anyways, guys, this is my Crystal Beast deck. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Todd, I really hope that I did the deck justice in what I did for it. I really hope you enjoyed it, Todd. He's been playing this deck, God, I don't know, like, since it came out. He fell in love with it when it came out in Force of the Breaker, and then he played it all the way up until, like, I don't know, he still plays it. Like, he still plays the old version of it, but I've got him, I'm gonna, like, let him duel with this one when he's over and stuff, and hanging out. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out his Twitch right down there in the description. It doesn't cost anything, so check it out. And don't forget to follow him. It'll be down there in the description. It's the only Twitch link that we have down there to follow or to, you know, check out. But anyways, guys, if you want to see me play some video games, we'll be down there too. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.